So, we're here and we're going to talk about our top three fighting games. We're going to alternate back and forth. We have not tried to record this video three times because someone's mic's fucking up. That did not happen right now. Don't even
Fix your mic,
question that.
man. Get
Okay?
your mic fixed, bro.
But this is a request from a viewer. I don't know your name right now, but you know who you are, babe. So, we've done this three times already, so I'm just going to jump right in. And if this fucks up again, I'm sorry.
It'll be another time.
My first pick is MKX. We talked about this before.
3 times ago.
MKX had the greatest roster. Okay, it had good replayability because all the variations. Like, I talking about the variations is like, man, there was two variations. Takeda was my main in that game, and there was two variations I like to play. It was Lasher and Shirai Ryu. I never played. I think it was called Ronin, the laser sword one. But just having the fact that it's there, and you can keep like trying out new stuff with your favorite character is like I love that. And then fucking just like all the DLC was dope too. I wouldn't say all the DLC. I'm not gonna go that far, but like 90% of the DLC was dope. And the combos were so good, like just down or jumping to bounce the enemies to continue your combos. It gave you so much freedom. And you go to MK11, and MK11 was just like, "Hey, are you trying to launch somebody? What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, do jump around 3 times and then hit him with an uppercut. Then you can launch him. You know what I mean? Or obviously you know what I mean."
And then they did that down punch thing after that. Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Low jab. Are you unsafe? Low jab out, man.
Button, down one. Button, down one. Button, down one. You're like, okay, bro. Like, okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Am I safe here? I don't know. Let me just throw out a down. Bam. Find out.
But
Hate
like,
that.
MK11, or MK11, MKX was like the last good NetherRealm game to me. MK1 is making, like, doing stuff good, but it's still a little iffy sometimes when we were, like, in the combat. But MK11, I felt like we played that shit for so long and played so many different characters, and we were having a blast.
It was it was definitely more fun. MK1 is definitely an improvement over 11, but for me, MK1 is just not getting me as hyped as Mortal Kombat 10 was. I don't feel like the urge to I need to get on here and try to do this combo some more. I need to look up some videos. Like I don't.
Yeah. Like
I'm not feeling that right now.
We were playing, like, we would just play all types of different characters, like my Takeda versus your Melina first off. You tried out Devora. I was playing Jason, Leatherface. You played Ermac. Like, we tried so many different. That's how you know you're playing a good game, when you have like multiple characters that you're like, I want to try out this guy now. You know.
I mean, one is good. I think the upcoming DLC will be cool. Like I'm excited for the
Omni-Man.
Invincible guy,
Yeah.
Omni-Man, Homelander, pretty sick. Ermac, but he ugly.
put a mask on.
Why you make him look like that? But why you do my boy like that? Give him the rap again. I don't know. Just put a ninja mask over his face.
Just put
why reptile big lizard and he looks better than Ermac.
Take the hood and put it over his face. That's it. That's all you guys do.
Yeah, just get Scorpion, make him green. Boom. Everyone's happy.
The one thing I want to say about MKX that we didn't mention the other 3 times we tried to record this shit right now is all the memories we have in MKX are funny to me. Like, I remember when Jason first came out, and Jason, for anybody who doesn't know, had this move, or it was in one of his variations, where he would break his neck and he would mess up the other person's controls. And before that came out, we were like, bro, that sounds dope. And I was like super excited to do that to you, right? Here's the thing though. That move takes a full like 24 seconds. Because he has to break his neck, look at you, point at you, and then the controls are messed up. Meanwhile, Carrie over here would be like, I would knock him full screen. He had time to get up, dash forward, hit a special, and I was still in the animation. I was like, what the fuck, Ed Boon? How am I ever supposed to get this shit off?
Even if you knocked me back, I could just teleport. Because
Like-
I was like, I don't know, you're messing up my buttons, but I know teleport is downtown.
Like, it was so frustrating. Like, the coolest concept, but like in a real game, utterly useless. I think they buffed it though. Like, that's after we have got off the game. So maybe it's better now, but at the time of us playing, I could never get that move off.
Yeah, I saw that hand go up and the screen change. I was like, get him. get in there.
Like it had to be a recovery of like 300 frames or something. Like I was like, dude, like make it just a little bit faster. But that's my first pick. So you want to start with yours?
My pick is gonna be Dragon Ball Fighters. If you
Yeah.
haven't played it, you should play it. Who doesn't like Dragon Ball Z?
I mean, if you are on PC, it always going on sale, so you can get it
Man,
very
all
cheap.
the time. You get it for like $5. So just wait for it to go on sale. Buy it. You'll love it. It's all the DLC most of the time. And even if it's not all the DLC, I think the base game's like $5. You could get the whole game for like 15, $20 max.
Yeah,
all
I think
the
that's where
DLC.
that's usually what it's going for right now. I don't, it's funny because I don't own Dragon Ball Fighters on PC because we played it on console. We played MKX and Dragon Ball Fighters on console. You own it on PC because it's one of your favorite fighting games, but I don't play it anymore.
So good. It's so fast paced. You're flying. You're jumping. I mean, in my opinion, I think it's. Let's see. What would I say is unbalanced about it? Or what I'd like to see in it? What I'd like to see in it, if there was a burst, I would like that. I mean, it's not a bad game because it doesn't have a burst.
Well, it's
I guess
more
your
like
burst would kind of be sparking.
I think a game is like a game like that doesn't really require a burst because it's so like offensive. Like there's like what like 2 defensive mechanics in that game. The thing that blows you back, I can't remember what it's called.
Reflect.
There you go, reflect, and then like sparking is kind of like a defensive mechanic, but other than that, it's just all gas, no brakes, fucking balls to the wall. You're taking this pressure, you're taking this mix up. Let's go, you know, like big damage, like that's the kind of games you
Long
like.
combos.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, man, it's fun to play. Air dashes are in it. I love air dashes. It's made by Arxis. Oh, it's just man, so much fun. The only problems I think anyone has with the game is that they did not like the last patch, which I think made it pretty cool. Now they have like they fixed. You remember when we were playing and we do like 3v3s, 1v1s, and all that?
Yeah.
They expanded on that. And now it's better. There's also like different kinds of modes where you can do like a one-on-one mode. You get with just one character.
Oh, what the hell? I didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
I mean, that
you
kind of
know.
defeats the purpose of the game sometimes, or somewhat, but yeah.
It's just like a fun mode. So you got to go to the World Tournament Arena middle thing, and you can just pick that. But it's just an option. It's not forced on you. You know.
I just know, like, everybody's mad that the game doesn't have rollback yet. But it's coming.
Yeah,
Just,
that's the main
know.
gripe. Just put that rollback in, and it'll be perfect. It's not like unplayable online, but man, do you feel a bad connection? to that
basically, in
game.
our first 2 picks, you can find out that, like, I really like, I wouldn't say, like, slow-paced games, but more,
ground base.
like, yeah, that's a good way to say it. I like ground-based games where, like, it's, like, you have to think about what your approach a little bit more. And Carrie likes, I want to be in the air and I want to be doing like super bullshit stuff most of the
instant
time.
overhead.
Yeah, like shit like that.
The black
A good way to describe it is Carrie likes a game where he can be in the air and fuck me up, and I like a game where I can keep him out of the air and fuck him up. That's our 2 dichologies right now. But like that being said, we like playing games with each other, obviously, because we never play the same characters. We're always doing different shit. But like that's like the main thing about us right now.
It's a great game. You should check it out for sure. I mean, I could go on and on about Dragon Ball FighterZ and why it's so good. I mean, in my opinion, I think it's fun. You should try it. And Robo just doesn't like it because they nerfed 16.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
like-
It's called balancing.
Like
right?
they
don't-
nerfed my character. I got off the game because like I lost interest after they nerfed 16. True, but then I had to relearn stuff, and like I just didn't feel like relearning stuff. That's the thing about team-based games to me, which I don't like. Is like if my characters get messed up or adjusted anyway, I have to relearn all the setups and all that stuff, and I really didn't feel like doing that on Dragon Ball Fighters. So it just kind of killed the game for me. And plus, like now, if I try to get back on the game, everybody's a god. Kerry has been playing this game nonstop since I have been off. So like he's gonna know all the optimal setups for his team and shit, and like the biggest damage. And I'm gonna get on there and be like, I know what 16 does. I don't know what really anybody else does. Oh, I guess I know what Brawley does. But like there's no like synergy there right off the bat. I'm just like
I think,
I'm lazy. That's what it is. I'm lazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's a decently like easy game to get into. Of course, the higher level stuff, you know, the really big combos you see the pros doing, that's gonna take some time, like some Goku stuff, where you can like do all his like long strings and all that, or the base Vegeta infinite loop. But those things aren't like impossible to learn. It's not like when you play Blaze Blue and you have like 99 hit combos or something. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. We played Blaze Blue one time, but I'm not an anime fighter, and like that's a game again. That's not on the list. But to talk about Blaze Blue, it's just like that game's just balls to the wall, overhead, like instant air overheads, like insane damage. And I didn't play that game like legit. I played that shit on Stylish. So like, and Stylish was just like, hey, fucking press buttons, bro, and you're gonna be doing mad damage. I was like, damn, they don't give a fuck in this game right now.
But I think Fighters is in a good place. They just had their final patch.
Didn't Fighters
The god characters?
when the game first came out, right? Everybody only had 1 assist, and now everybody has 3 assists, right? That was an update, right?
Yeah, so you have more options. They also
Yeah.
kind of made it crazier because now C assists have a lower cooldown, so you can kind of just spam.
Like,
Not spam them, but you get your assists.
It's a
faster.
lot different from when I was playing the game. So like, Carrie
For sure.
knows all the new shit, and I don't know any of this new shit because I'm out. I'm not gonna play it. I will play Dragon Ball Fighters when there's a 2. Basically, that's what I'm waiting for.
But the game isn't going to change now. So I mean, if you were going to get back into it, it's already over. So it's the time to get into it. All the stuff is already like set in stone. You're not going to change it.
But like,
Except for the rollback.
I would recommend Dragon Ball Fighters if you love team-based fighting games too. Like, it's probably one of the best team-based fighting games out. Like, pretty much
Yes.
right now.
Yeah.
That being said,
it's
it's not for me. But if you like it, man, it's a good one.
If they put Android 16 back to the way he was, except without
Man.
you can't go through projectiles. That was broken as shit. You cannot.
Base
No,
16. Oh, I would love
Would
it.
you play the game again?
I mean, maybe. I would definitely try it. But
Well,
like,
see, so it's obviously a good game. You didn't hate the gameplay.
I just hate that like all the shit that I used to do with 16 doesn't work anymore. And I was like, I don't want to relearn this. I don't want to do this shit.
The Dante effect.
Yeah, basically. All right, next game. My second pick, and you're gonna think this is a funny one. It's Street Fighter 6.
Hey.
Did you think about
It's a
that?
good game though. I mean, spoiler alert for my list. I wanted to put Street Fighter 6, but I was like, nah, it's too new, and like there's other games that I've been playing for longer that I have to get props.
See,
to.
like,
So,
here's the thing.
great game though. If it was a longer list, like top 5, Street Fighter 6 is on there.
I had to put Street Fighter 6 because I wanted to put MK9. For anybody who doesn't know, MK9 was I was the best at that fighting game, like, that I've been in any Mortal Kombat game or any fighting game in general, basically. But that's only because Cyrax was broken as shit. He was literally a god in that game. Like, one touch leads to 90% untechable damage. You're fucked, right? So, like, and I didn't play anybody else in that game but Cyrax. Whereas MKX, there was so much variety. You know, there was so much, like, more characters, or there's more characters that I played. We played that shit for way longer. You know, so, like, I felt like MKX was better than MK9. It's just that MK9 had Cyrax, and I fucking, you know, he was a god. So, like, I was originally going to put MK9 and then, you know, MKX, but I was like, I can't have 2 NetherRealm games on the fucking list.
So
So
you did have more fun with 10.
yeah, and Street Fighter 6 has been so good right now. Like,
Get it? Neither game.
like, man, it's such a good game. Like, there's so many quality of life things in that game. I just did a review on MK1, and like, they're missing so much quality of life things that Street Fighter 6 has. Right? Everybody has individual rank in multiplayer. So like, if you want to pick up a new character, you're not fighting the top tier motherfuckers already. You know, you're fighting like silver because you're shitty with that new character. You can search for fucking matches in ranked or in practice mode. You can switch characters in practice mode. Oh my god, MK1, like, let me switch cameos in practice mode. What the fuck? That shit is so annoying to me.
Yeah, and Boone, get on the ball.
Like,
bro.
God, like, first fix the online because it's a little bit iffy in MK1, but second of all, just make it to where I can switch characters in like the menu in practice mode. Because Street Fighter 6 is like, oh, you want to try out something new right now? Here you go, man. Clink, clink, boom. It's doing it. You don't have to like go back to the main menu, you know. But Street Fighter 6, like the new mechanics that they've added, because we play Street Fighter 5. We didn't play Street Fighter 5 for a long time. But we've been playing the fuck out of Street Fighter 6.
Great game.
Street Fighter 6 has like the drive gauge mechanic, which is just like you have drive gauge and you can spin it on certain stuff. So like there's drive rush, drive impact. What's the other ones? The drive, that thing that like knocks you
Oh,
forward.
the counter.
Yeah, I don't know what that's called. I never use it.
I don't know. It's like drive, reverse. I don't know. Something like that. It's a reversal.
And then like your drive gauge is like your special moves, a meter, but also like if you use it too much, you get exhausted. And then when you're exhausted, you can take a chip. Like it's really funny because when I think about it, And I think about MK1, I feel like Street Fighter 6 has been thought out, I can't say that word, methodically, like about every little detail, and then MK1 is just like, hey, this shit's just fucking in the game, bro.
It's Mortal Kombat time. You know that time of year we gotta pump one.
And like, and Mortal Kombat 1's fun right now. I don't want to like feel like I'm talking shit about it, but like when you play Street Fighter 6, you're like, oh, this has been like thought out. Like there's reasons for this shit. Now, I think Kerry has some complaints about some things in Street Fighter 6. Most notoriously, I made Zangief, and Zangief has a light SPD grab, but the range on light SPD goes like about 2 persons forward. And
Doesn't make sense.
And Kerry hates it. But I fucking love it. It's like the best fucking man, talking about MK1 again. I've been talking shit about MK1 this whole fucking video. But like, we just played sets where I was using Reiko, and Reiko is quote unquote the grappler of the game, but he doesn't have. He has a command grab that only hits high, and if you want it to hit mid, it costs 2 bars. Like, what the fuck? And then second of all, it only does about 20% damage when you hit spin the meter. That's fucking stupid. All right. Meanwhile, you go to fucking Street Fighter 6. They're like, hey, Zangief's got big damage with his grabs. His light SPD, that does about 32%, okay? And it goes far as fuck. His heavy SPD, that does about like 37%, and it's gonna hurt like a motherfucker. And he has tick throws. There ain't no goddamn tick throws with Reiko and MK1. Like, they know how to design a grappler in Street Fighter 6.
And command grabs can't be teched or blocked.
Yeah.
In Street Fighter 6, which is bullshit.
I mean,
Mortal Kombat 1, you can block a command grab. It don't matter. You can crouch. It goes over. You can block. You don't get hit.
It's just like, man,
But
I feel like I've been.
Street Fighter 6, if you're standing on the ground, you're gonna get grabbed.
Yeah, the only counter to I guess there's 2 counters technically. You have to be in the air, and you have to either like read the grab, so you can just jab, because like it has startup frames. But if you're doing light SPD, you know, you're gonna get vortex into that shit because it has mad range. That
it's
shit
really fast. Too.
Yeah, that shit has happened to you like a lot. I feel like I've been going on.
Right. He's doing the shimmy thing. I know I can jump. Oh, we got grabbed.
Man, that was funny. The last sit we played, where I got you on a hard knockdown, and I was doing the shimmy thing, and you woke up Pinwheel, and I was like, oh, this bitch, and you were like, I saw the shimmy. I knew what you were planning. I see you play online. I was like, damn, he knows me.
I've been in those streams. I know that little walk back, walk forward. I was like, that's it. That's the input.
For anybody who doesn't know, like, again, light SPD has insane range. So, like, if you stand at a certain distance, people are like, oh, I'm safe. I can't get anything. But I can grab you from that range as soon as you wake up. So, like, I get people with that shit all the time, but Kerry knows. So, he didn't fall for it.
Been grabbed too many times by that shit.
I've been going on about Street Fighter 6 for too long. I haven't let you talk. So, like, what do you like about Street Fighter 6?
Man, I would give Street Fighter 6 like a 9 out of 10, and I only play 1 character in that game.
Yeah, I play 2 characters, but like I only play Zangief, like really, you know.
This is the most fun probably I've had in a Street Fighter game with a character that I liked in a long time. So
yeah,
Street Fighter 6 just feels way more fluid. It's just more fun to play than Street Fighter 5. I feel like everyone just hated Street Fighter 5, and they just played it because like they had to. I don't know, like someone was holding a gun to their head. Just like for the reason that people play League of Legends, you know? Like,
I didn't hate Street Fighter 5, but I only really like Abigail in that game. And you like Juri in that game, but Juri was like... I think she's top tier now, but maybe when we were playing, she wasn't.
She's way better in Street Fighter 6 now than she was.
Yeah.
It's just a better... The gameplay's better, the mechanics are better. There's no... what's it called? What was it in Street Fighter 5? The gimmick?
The V-trigger.
Yeah, there's no V-trigger in there.
V-shift, whatever the fuck the V move was.
Man, if you like fighting games, you should get Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6, it's like I would recommend it unless you don't like slower paced fighting games because it's pretty slow. It's like methodical based. Like if you're fighting someone who's good at anti-airs, like me and Kerry, when we fight each other, we know we're gonna anti-air each other. So like we hardly jump at each other. So like if you don't like that, that's gonna be annoying for you.
But not everybody's gonna be fighting the same person over and over and over and over, you know. But it's also easy to get into. You know, you got modern mode for
modern
new players.
Everybody was talking shit about modern mode. Turns out modern mode pretty goddamn good.
Especially for Zangief.
Man, Zangief
used to be hard.
Zangief like 1 button SPDs, so you got that damage, and 1 button level 3s. And like for anybody who doesn't know, Zangief does the most damage with his level 3. Now the damage is nerfed in modern, obviously. But he still does a lot of damage with level 3, even though it's nerfed.
Yeah, it still does a lot. But I highly recommend Street Fighter 6 if you are looking for a fighting game to get into. If you don't own Street Fighter 6, definitely get it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I would have put it on my list, but I took a different route.
All right. We Street Fighter 6 is. I think we talked about it enough. So what's your next?
It's a game. Great game. Get it. My next one, you already know what it is. Marvel 3.
Yeah, I was like, can I take a guess? It's probably Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Marvel 3 is the best game.
Now,
you know it. You love it. You know what time it is.
Where's Marvel?
Man,
Marvel?
So many just like fond memories just playing that game. It's so good. It's so fun to watch. I mean,
there's so
I can see the appeal of it to a new player is that there's a lot of like comic book characters. And stuff. It's a great game, but it's also a very unbalanced. Game.
It's a very like fucking man. It's very harsh. It's not forgiving at all.
Really fun on a casual level though.
I think the one thing I can say about Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is I love to watch people play Marvel vs. Capcom 3 at a high level, and I hate to play Marvel vs. Capcom 3 at my level.
It's fun.
It's like,
I love Marvel 3.
Like, I think I would credit Carrie for getting me into more fighting games, because at the time, like, before I met Carrie, I was only playing Mortal Kombat 9, and that's the only fighting game I ever played. And I had a god like Cyrax, like I played it all the time. But it's not until I met Carrie that I played more fighting games and like expanded. And one of the first fighting games I played with Carrie was Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and he beat my fucking ass.
Yeah, I did. I've been playing that game forever, man. What a game!
And I was like, this game, and like that left a sour taste in my mouth. But the thing is, I know I could beat other people that I played the game with. I just can't beat Carrie. But like that still doesn't excuse the fact that I don't like the game. Like I don't like playing the game. The game, I feel like the stuff that I want to do in that game, it doesn't allow it. I like big characters with big buttons with big damage, and like all the heavy tier characters in that game kind of suck balls. And it's like so, it's just like
I mean, but to be fair, there's like Marvel is a very unbalanced game in terms of character roster. So like, who are the big people in that game? Hager, Hulk, Sentinel probably are like the three biggest.
Kane Blue River team.
And they have to compete against Virgil.
Yeah, Virgil, Doom,
Wesker, Morgan,
all the people
Zero,
who are like just crazy, Zero.
Just anyone that just shits all over the rest of the roster.
Like,
which I mean, I guess is like why people don't like Marvel. Is that like it's very.
But it's so fun to watch. Like I love watching Marvel. Like the last Evo that just happened, Marvel was so fucking hyped to watch. But it's just like when I play the game, I feel like such a piece of shit. Like I can't do anything.
Well, you only fight me though, so of course. It's a really fun game. You're gonna get mad though if you're playing at like a intermediate to like a high level.
And like also the online's trash. Like man, you have to play that game.
Online.
You have to play that game locally if you're gonna play with somebody because man, it's so bad online.
It's really bad. You have to like I don't know. Marvel is definitely fun in an offline setting. I would recommend it if you're playing by yourself, like you just want to play through it, I don't know. Or you have friends coming over and you have never played a fighting game. But man, Marvel, I think maybe Marvel.
I mean, you could definitely have fun in Marvel if you're just pressing buttons and stuff, like with just your friends. But like if you're playing like me and Carrie play, we were trying to learn combos and like learn setups and shit. It's man, goddamn.
Yeah. Intermediate to advanced is like you're probably not gonna have a good time. But if you're casual, casual gamer, I recommend pick up Marvel. It's very fun to watch. It has a lot of dope. The roster is amazing. You know everybody on there. You're just not gonna have fun when it comes in terms of balance because like Virgil's a god in that game. You'll have a good Virgil. All you have to do is know basics in that game, and you can win. If you know the sword loop, like man, you got it. That's it. But all you really have to do is know basics.
I think a good place to leave it is good game, unbalanced as all hell.
Yeah, and they're never gonna fix it because
it's they've done support that shit. All right.
But it always sells for really cheap, so if it's like $3, $4, I scoop it up.
It's one of the games I have on my Steam because it was like $3, and I was like, shit, I'll pick that up. Going on to my last game. Now this is also gonna be a funny one to you. Do you have a guess what my last game is?
Your last favorite fighting game. Is it Strive?
No.
Damn it.
Okay. Here it is. My last favorite fighting game, Smash Ultimate.
Oh, okay. I didn't even consider it a fighting game. That's what I never took it
I would, bro. When I was thinking about it at work, I was like, should I put it? I might get flack for that, but like, it's good. All right, and it's so unique. There's no other games like Smash, unless you count fucking that other game that I can't think of off the top of my head, like Multiverse and shit. But I thought that game was ass. But like Smash is so like unique. All right, and the roster is like insane, and like
I mean, I can't say no to the roster. What a roster!
and we played
Except for
Smash a lot.
Minecraft.
When Smash first came out, we were playing the fuck out of it, like all day, every day, you know. And like,
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but it's a different fighting game.
that's what I said. It's like technically it is a fighting game. It's more of a party game, right? But I like that aspect of it, where like you can have fun.
It became a fighting
Yeah,
game.
I like the aspect of like it's a party game first, right? So like we can play. We used to play it at Birdie's house when we like did like all items, all high, fucking insane bullshit happening. But then we would have tournaments where it'd be 1-on-1 and like 3 stocks. Let's go, you know? Like I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I played like a lot. I played all the big characters in the game: King K. Rool, Bowser, Banjo Kazooie. Banjo Kazooie's not really a heavy character, but he's like my favorite character. Sora had came out. You played Sora. I didn't like Sora. I love Sora as a
Sephiroth,
character,
Cloud.
but Sora as a character was like insanely floaty, and I don't like floaty characters. But like
I mean, it's a good game.
there's not much I can say about Smash Ultimate because I feel like out of all the games on this list, everybody's probably played Smash, and like everybody knows it's good, and like it's such a good deal for like what you get in that game, you know?
Yeah, but it's never on sale though. It's always full price.
Yeah,
So,
well, that's
be
Nintendo.
ready for that.
Nintendo ain't having it, you know?
Yeah, it's full price. It's on sale for you could get it right now for full price.
But yeah, I mean, there's one.
Maybe that's just the FGC snob in me. That's like that's not a fucking fighting game.
It's just like it's not like a traditional fighting game, but like if I'm going for like unique stuff, like if I say like what game I would want to play like the most sometimes, I'm like I would really want to play Smash. Smash is fun to fuck, you know? Like if you gave me an option between like Strive, Blaze Blue, like what's another game right now, DOA or Smash, I'm like, dude, I would want to play Smash out of all those, you know? That's just me though.
I mean, yeah, I'm never gonna not play Smash. It's pretty fun. I didn't consider it a fighting game, so my brain didn't even think, oh, it's fighting game is Smash. But
that's what I was thinking about the
I can
exact
see
same
it.
too. But yeah,
I know I have nothing bad to say about Smash. It's a great game. Other than community, the community sucks. Do better.
What is your last game?
Oh, the last game I had to take it back in time.
Take it back in time. Hold on.
Yeah,
Can I guess? What would be your
go for it.
Guilty Gear Accent Core Plus R, whatever that game's called?
Yeah,
It is?
it's Accent Core.
Damn. I actually didn't.
Why? Because Guilty Gear got me into fighting games, so
Was
I
that-
have to give it up to Guilty
Was
Gear.
that the first game you ever played? Like that one?
No, the first Guilty Gear I played was XX Reload.
Okay.
But Accent Core is like the perfect version of.
That's the one with a Holy Order Soul, right?
Yeah, it's like the perfect version of XX Reload 2. So if you want to play a Guilty Gear game, Accent Core.
I've
It
only
goes on
played-
sale for like $3.
I've only played 2 Guilty Gear games, and that was Guilty Gear Xrd, and I had a terrible time in that fucking game because Patipian was dog shit, fucking terrible. And then I played Guilty Gear Strive, and Patipian is like okay in that game. That's the only 2 games I played, and I never played Accent Core.
But it is like an older game, so of course it's like 2D sprites.
Yeah.
But so don't look at like Guilty Gear Strive or Guilty Gear. What are the other ones?
But Guilty Gear Strive is like,
Xrd and stuff.
isn't Guilty Gear Strive like a new take on like Guilty Gear because like it's not like the same as other Guilty Gears. That's why before that game came out, everybody's like, oh, they're changing the formula. This is gonna suck. Shit like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't look at like Strive and think, oh, it's gonna be like Accent Core is like Strive. It's not. They're very like different games from each other. But and also since it's an older game, it's not as like accessible as Guilty Gear Strive is. The combo the
Yeah.
damage is way lower. You gotta know the inputs are harder to do, the combos are harder to do. There's more mechanics, so it's like from an earlier.
It's probably like
an
when we.
earlier time.
It's probably like when we played Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and like the special inputs were like one frame. You had to do it within one frame. I was like, bro, why am I not getting this like quarter circle forward move? Like, dude, this is like so easy. But like, yeah, the old games were like strict on the timing.
And like what was I gonna say? One thing, props for Guilty Gear Accent Core. It's like the best music from a game you'll
Yeah,
ever hear in your life. And it's before. I mean, no hate to Daisuke. The vocals are okay. And like Guilty Gear, like I've gotten used to it. But when I first heard it in XR, it was very like jarring. I was like, what the fuck? What are you doing? Why are you singing on this? But I've got like way more used to it. But man, the soundtrack for Guilty Gear Accent Core, or the older Guilty Gear games, so good.
who's you main
Best
in?
game music movie.
And Accent
And Guilty
Core?
Gear,
Yeah, an Accent Core.
Order Soul, Key. I played ABBA sometimes. I wouldn't say I mained ABBA though.
Isn't Key?
But-
Didn't he have that overhead move like he had in Xrd?
Yes.
Yeah, and then they
Key
took
was
that,
so much better.
and they took
and,
that
like,
shit away in Strive.
Man, they like basically gutted Key. If you would have saw like the things he could do in Accent Core, like they took a lot
I
from
mean,
him.
I know all the characters now because I played 2 of the Guilty Gears, but I never played Accent Core.
It's so good. I love Accent Core. But like I said, it is like an older game, so it's the skill level has a higher ceiling. It's gonna take some time to get into it, and I was playing like every weekend all the time. We had just like a whole day just playing all weekend. We just play Guilty Gear. So
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun.
It's not like modern fighting games where you have like release check and input buffers and shit, where like you get your
Yeah.
special whenever you don't want it. Shout out to Carrie,
The roster is really cool. All the characters are unique. No character plays like another character. The sprites all look really dope.
Is Patinkin in that
Like,
game?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I never played it. So I don't
Potemkin,
know.
Zappa's in that game. Zappa's one of like the coolest concepts.
That's
for
the
a fighting
guy
game
like
character.
who has like a ghost girl following him around, right?
Yeah, and then he turns into the Thunder God when you get all the man. Zappa's so like it's cool. It's just the art, the music, the gameplay's cool. The air dash, like the vibe, the personality of the game. Like Soul's just like this badass looking dude, which is why maybe his name's like Soul Badass.
Like Holy Order Soul looks so dope. Whenever I used to watch gameplay of Accent Core, I was like, man, he looks fucking dope. I wish he would come to Strive.
Man, that'd be the sickest DLC if they put Order Soul in there. And like Justice, if they put Justice in there too, that'd be sick.
Anything but Elfelt.
Now put her in there too. I thought wasn't an active.
That's a different subject for another video, though. You know what I'm saying?
But Accent Core is Guilty Gear is the series that just made me want to play fighting games. It started with XX Reload, but I mean, if we were gonna put like that, but I pick Accent Core because it is the like perfect version of XX Reload, which is why I would put that one. Like if I had to
Yeah.
recommend one, it'd be that one.
That's why I think that's how I feel about MK11, where it's just like, or MKX, I mean, where like MKX is like the perfect version of Mortal Kombat. MK9 was like my favorite personally because of Cyrax, but MKX is just too good to like not talk about it.
Yeah, but you scoop up Accent Core. I mean, I would say you could do it if you were casual, but it's gonna be really hard for you. You gotta like, especially if you're not used to anime fighters. It's not an easy game. If you can't do like quarter circle inputs, there's also Roman cancels. They're not easy to do. They're not just like press the button like Guilty Gear Strive. There's like other stuff. It took me a really long time to learn how to do that key where he does his big lightning arrow thing.
I like
and
basically
you can cancel it.
basically the two out of the three. Oh my god! Out of the 3 games you picked, 2 of them are really hard to learn. I feel like, which is Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Accent Core.
I mean, I think, but Marvel has like ways to learn. Like you can play on simple mode. If at a casual level, it's
Man,
you
simple
can get
mode
into
was
it.
so
Guilty
ass
Gear.
though. Like compared to like stylish mode and like Blaze Blue, man, simple mode was fucking like garbage.
But the controls are still easier. Like a combo is X Y B A.
Yeah, but
And
like-
so you get a full launcher.
But if you're doing like the mat, like I guess I always compare myself to like pros, and I'm like I'm never gonna be that good.
Yeah, that's an advanced level. I mean, obviously, if you're doing Marlon Pie stuff, it's gonna take time to learn that. But there's no help at all in Guilty Gear. There wasn't even a command list when I was playing. I just had to figure stuff out.
Gotta figure that shit out the hard way, boy. You better
Yeah,
start
I didn't
pressing
know how to do
buttons.
supers. I was just mashing buttons, and then one day we figured it out. But it's not a hand-holding game. I think there's gonna be bug commands now in Accent Core, so you'll be fine on that. But there's no auto combos.
Man,
nothing like that.
That was back in the day when auto combos didn't exist. That term hadn't even been invented yet.
Yeah, that's whenever everybody when the FPC wants games. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people want games to go back to like that, where it's like combos are hard as shit. But despite that, great game, great roster, great sound. Man, amazing soundtrack. Look up like Guilty Gear X's Reload Korean soundtracks. I'll give you one. Man, what's it called? I think it's called Tears Are Forever. Man, that's like my favorite Korean version of Guilty Gear. Look it up. It's so good. Tears Are Forever is Dizzy's theme. So fucking good. You should check it out. But that was my last game. Did we do all of them?
Yeah, that's everything. Yeah, that's where the video is going to end. Thank you all for watching, and you all have a nice day. Bye.